Welcome back to the stratosphere, and after our semi-successful and semi-humorous test drive after refitting the belts, we're going to have a look at the finer points. So welcome back one and all, and including hopefully the charming officer that pulled me over to let me know that I was just a little bit too keen on the throttle. So before we get on to the finer points, I should probably put the side covers back on this side to protect this before I do any kind of serious journey with it. I'm not going to just yet. I'd still want to have access to all those belts quickly. Next journey will probably just be into the office, just a little short burst down the road again. So I'm going to leave it as is for now before I button it all up like this side with these protective side covers that protect the wheel arch and everything. Yeah, so we'll save that for another day. So by finer points, I mean all those niggly little things that could just be adjusted a little bit better or improved, etc, etc. First up, these latches, which we already improved. There is a rubber pad to protect the body, which we put on there, if you can see it there, and that stops this smacking into the body and digging a hole in it. But yeah, as you can see, the rest of it, you know, it's just painted black and it's already coming off, and of course that does exactly the same there, and chips away at that paint. This isn't painted at all. I think it should all be black myself. And yeah, what's that? It looks like rust. That must have been imported from the UK as well. Don't have rust here. Of course, to improve the situation, they'd need to be powder coated probably, which is a tedious process of taking them to the nearest place that can do that, and being without them for a while, which means can't drive it anywhere because you'd just be relying on the pins. Well, it'll be alright at the back, but the front, if we were going to do the front ones as well, then yeah, that would well, it shouldn't blow up, but yeah, it would mean it would be off the road for a couple of days again. I suppose that's not a major problem. Next up, the fitting on this side of the clamshell at the back is really tight on that fuel cap, and tight actually on this. As you can see, it's not fully down at the moment, but it's really tight on the fuel cap. So there's two things we could do. We could obviously shift the filler itself, but I don't really want to drill a bunch more holes, so I don't really want to do that. And it's probably just a question of jiggling around with the actual mounting brackets and things on the clamshell itself, just to get it to line up more squarely on the whole receiving end. But I'm really crap at that kind of thing, that alignment stuff, fiddly ass screwing bits in, checking it, loosening it up. It's like these kitchen cupboards, yeah, getting those aligned, those kind of things. Hate them. Kind of work back to front, at least as far as my mind goes, and I get very frustrated. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be tackling that just yet. Talking of back to front, next up is the mirrors. Actually, not this mirror, not the wing mirrors, but this boy inside. Yes, it's good, and actually surprisingly better rear view than you think you might have with oh, it's not there, is it? Yeah, with the louvers. Anyway, it vibrates a bit, and all I think that is the fact that it's just a bolt in there, and I think if we get some kind of little rubber washer, not too big, that might help dampen any vibration on the back of that mirror. So I think that is worth a go. Oh, I told you they were little niggly things. No adjustment down this front end needed. Just thought I'd point out the fans. They are fantastic. Seeing as we couldn't get them to trip in on any kind of temperature sensor off the motor, because of that old-fashioned ECU, whatever. Anyway, we couldn't do it. They're just on a switch, And rather than have one switch for each fan, so you kick in the second one, blah blah blah. I mean, you know, honestly, with the heat that car has to deal with here in Arizona, we just threw both fans on the same switch, and you throw them on and they suck the temperature down by like 10-20 degrees within a matter of seconds. So phenomenal fans. Good choice, Mr. Bell, thank you. Still need to do something about that, I guess. That bundle of stuff, wiring, just held on by some beefy tie wraps at the moment. I think we can improve on that. And while we're at the back end, we also need to sort out the Speedo, which isn't working, officer, which is that boy there. Yeah, well, at least that's the sensor. Commonly known to give up. We talked about it before. It's a plastic kind of gear that goes into the transmission, and yeah, they're known to break. I don't remember if it even worked on the Alpha when I had the Alpha. Probably depended on whether it was raining or not. Not a likely occurrence in Arizona, obviously. I do remember one time when it did rain and I was in the Alpha, all the warning lights came on the dashboard. I think it was actually wrong, apart from the fact obviously water was getting into the dashboard and, I don't know, shorting all the circuits to the warning lights. So yeah, there's the mirror off on the bench. Already some copious amount of washers to obviously hold it tight. And thankfully I got a couple of packs of these because we had some problems with the shower leaking. And hopefully there was something in there that will do the trick. Well, there was. This was almost tailor-made, so it fits over. Well, I need a little bit more gentle persuasion, but it fits over that bottom wider bit, and just has a little bit of rubber on it. So that's perfect, I think. We'll give it a go anyway. All right, job done. I know, doesn't look any different, does it? But there you go. We'll find out. By the way, I'd just like you to take note of the lack of brake dust on the wheels after its short run. Mr. Molesworth in particular. Yes, I didn't use the brakes hardly. Oh, and on the subject of finer things, you might have noticed I fitted a little Bertone badge to the front. Needs something there, I think. Before I actually got the car over here, I did actually invest in a genuine Lancia Stratos badge, which I found on eBay for a considerable amount of money, I have to say. And yeah, the more I talk to people about it, and apart from the fact that I mean drilling holes in the bonnet, hood, whatever you want to call it, just didn't seem right. Yeah, so I should be putting it back on eBay for a considerable more amount of money. So I figured I'd just carry on the Bertone theme at the front end of the car with a small emblem. I think it looks quite good. Talking of looking good, there's that scoop, and on the test run this morning, that was very useful. It was only 80 degrees outside, but that starts chucking air through the scoops inside up there in the roof, and keeps you fresh. Well, there we have it, 2 Italian beauties. 3 if you count the bumper car, that's Italian. Yeah, got somebody coming to look at the monster, none other than a good friend of mine, Mr. Randy Knights. I kid you not, that's his name. Yeah, anyway, time for another test drive, I feel. And I've rigged this camera up. I think that's going to be kind of a good view. Let's hope so. So I was up early for this one, so I hope you appreciate the dedication, because it's getting hot. It's very hot in here, but the car is staying beautifully cool. I've got the fans on, which immediately knocks the temperature down quite considerably, honestly. So as you can see, all the gauges are showing pretty good. Apart from the Speedo, obviously, that doesn't work, remember? Remove those. I guess they're self-removing. Well, ran good. Temperature's good, pressure's good. A little squeak from the belts, so I'm going to see if I can adjust those a little bit tighter. Funnily enough, the squeak comes when they warm up. I guess they're expanding, but normally, as I remember, belts kind of squeak when they're cold, right? I don't know. Anyway, she ran well and a lot of fun. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, do subscribe so we can do this again down here somewhere. And of course, encourage others to watch my lunacy.